Emotional intelligence and its impact on emotional well being is our topic for today. So, we all know about emotional intelligence, that we need to know how to regulate our emotions, we need to be aware of our emotions, we need to pay attention to what's going on in our inner world and in our outer world, and need to do it very mindfully. This is all that we already know. However, how does it make an impact in today's world? And when we talk about emotional well being, how does it really matter? So, the answer to this is that in today's modern world, we need to tactfully deal with different situations, different people, and to be able to do it correctly, or to be able to do it in a non confrontational manner, we need emotional intelligence. Now, today I'm going to tell you four different components of emotional intelligence which you can use as a solution in your life for having a good emotional well being. So, I'll be starting off with the first component, that is attention. Now, what do we mean by attention? Attention is selectively attending to relevant cues and discarding the irrelevant cues in our surroundings. So, for example, if we are sitting for study in a study room for 2 hours, for those 2 hours, we should be selectively attending only to our study and not to any other thing like the food on the table or the light in the room or anything else. If we are able to do that well, then we will have a good understanding of that book that we are reading, and we will achieve our goal in a very better way, in a very effective way, right? And that is why attention plays an important role in emotional well-being, because when we are attending to something and we are not diverting our attention, our emotions will not get manipulated. So I'll tell you some exercises to do on a daily basis for 20 minutes for improving this component of attention. So for 5 minutes daily, you can just sit in a peaceful place. You can focus only on breathing for 5 minutes. Then from breathing, you can shift your attention for the next 5 minutes towards the different body parts in your body, and how is the sensation around your body parts. Then for the next 5 minutes, you can shift your attention to the surroundings, to your environment, to the trees, to the birds, to the different sounds that are coming from the outer environment. Then for the last 5 minutes, you can maybe take a raisin and eat it, and selectively attend only to the taste of that raisin, and just give attention to this raisin that you're eating. If you're able to do this exercise for 20 minutes in total, that is 5 minutes of different or 4 exercises together, uh, I can say that your attention skills will improve, and you will be selectively attending to all your tasks in a better way after a week. Now, when we talk about uh, the second component is emotional awareness. Now, we have seen how attention works, and how putting attention selectively to certain relevant cues helps us. It is important to push forward the momentum in emotional awareness, where we need to be aware of each and every emotion that we are feeling. If it is joy, if it is happiness, if it is depression, if it is sadness, if it is some sort of tension or anxiety, or if there is certain trigger moment in your life, you need to be aware of this. The best way to do it is sitting and trying to ask yourself questions of as to why, when, and how. The point here in emotional awareness is to list down the different aspects that are maybe triggering you in a negative way. Because if it is triggering you in a positive way, we already will continue that positive behavior. However, if it is triggering you in a negative way, you need to find ways of regulating your emotions. So you can write down in your journal every day, what are the situations where I feel really triggered? How am I reacting when I get triggered? And is it a particular person or is it a particular situation that is bringing me this anxiety or stress? It is very important to note down these things and to ask yourselves these questions: why, what, and how, because this will give you answers for the third component. Now, when you have all the answers, when you have self introspected, and when you are totally aware of your emotions, now we can look after the third component, that is emotional regulation. It is important to control at least your own emotions first, right, before moving on to being a catalyst in other person's emotions. So that is why, now that we have all the listed points in our journal regarding the different trigger moments that create negativity into our life, toxicity into our life, now we can find different ways to reacting to these situations or people in a much more better way, in a much more constructive way, in a much more non-confrontational way. One of the ways to deal with such people or situation is by doing a lot of self-talk. When these situations arise, you can try at certain moments to do some sort of positive self-talk. Okay, this moment will go away, this moment will go away. And try to take yourself away, distract yourself from that negative trigger. And try to feel what your body is feeling. It is a sort of biofeedback analysis that you are doing with your body. Try to see if your body is still under stress, or are you feeling much better. If this technique doesn't work, you can do the Jacobson's progressive muscle relaxation technique, where you can sit for 15 minutes and you can just feel the different senses in your body parts, and order your body to relax. In this way, you will calm down the different stress situations. You can maybe attach a different situation to a different body part, and then you can feel that stress coming and you can release that tension at that moment. So these are ways to counter the different negativity that comes into play at different situations, the different triggers. The idea is to beat this toxicity and to regulate your emotions in a much more controlled way. The idea is to give yourself that leverage to decide when I must feel happy and when I must give myself some place, some space. And this is what is emotional well being. Now, the last aspect today is identification. One must be able to identify the difference between a mistake and a failure. For example, a mistake might be to look at a toxic behavior of a toxic person and to take that stress onto yourself. If it happens once, it is a mistake. But if you are not able to detach yourself from that toxicity, it and you carry on taking that stress each and every time that person throws a tantrum at you, you are into a serious failing. Uh, you are getting into a serious failing repetitive cycle, and you might become a failure. So before you get into that stage, try to see at that mistake, differentiate it from a failure, and work towards your emotional regulation technique, right? Another identification issue is with the personal goal and the professional goal. Now, everyone has a personal goal and everyone has a professional goal. The personal goal might be to be calm and relaxed and to enjoy your hobbies in your free time, while the professional goal might be to become the best employee in your organization. Now, you must keep these two goals separate for your emotional well being, because when you are in your personal space, you should not give chance for the professional mindset to come in. And when you're in the professional space, you must not allow the personal life to get into your professional space. And this is how emotional well being can be achieved in both your lives. See, friends, in the 21st century, emotional well being is one of those factors that people crave for, and most of the times, people do not have emotional well being because of not being able to regulate their emotions, not being able to be that emotionally intelligent. Now, it is up to you whether to change this and to become more emotionally intelligent, to become more mindful. And if you want to be more mindful, want to have more emotional well-being into your life, you can follow these four components, and you can write in your comments what do you feel about these components, and what are the different aspects that have been helping you to be emotionally fine and having that emotional well-being. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon. Thank you, friends.